forever, for the union makes us victory, there is victory, victory, there is victory. Solis, 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 solidarity forever. We are solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. And we cannot.
This morning to make our grievances known to Nigerian and particularly federal government on the ongoing Health Care Amendment Bill 2026. In the healthcare sector in Nigeria and particularly everywhere in the world, it consists of different professional groups. It is a system where multidisciplinary approach is the way to go, is the best practices. There are different professionals guiding their own professions, and they work together as a team to deliver the best healthcare practice to everyone wherever they may be. And so each professionals are guided and controlled by their own professional bodies, councils, or boards. That is how it is done everywhere in the world, and Nigeria is no different. It is unfortunate that in Nigeria today, what we're having in 2026 is an attempt to make every other professional groups, professional boards, subside or subdued under the medical and health, medical doctors council, medical and dental council board, which is not acceptable. For you to be a professional, you have to be able to control yourself, determine the level of academic or professional attainment you might get to make you a professional. And so for us, the 2026 Healthcare Amendment Bill is unacceptable. We will reject it with the last spill of our blood, and we are here to demonstrate and have a rally to show Nigerians that we are not against them. We are telling them that to have the best practices to prevent quackery, each professional group must be allowed to control the professions which they churn out. Thank you.
Not here, doctors are not here. Who are those protesting?
Well, all the healthcare practitioners in the health sector, apart from the medical doctors, are the ones protesting. The notice may not be here as a body, but they are here represented. We cannot accept that you substitute or subvert every other professional group in the health sector under the Medical and Dental Council. The medical laboratory scientists, the pharmacists, the radiographers, the dietitians, the nurses, the physiotherapists, the healthcare record officer, healthcare information officer, and every other group that can not even the community health practitioners. All of us are together here, demonstrating that our profession must not be made to be second-class citizen or second tier in the health sector. Well, it is our belief that if you must amend any professional bill, such professional bodies should be contacted. They should be the one to make input to what they think is not right about their profession. And so regulation is primary in everything, because it is only as a professional group that you know where things are probably not right or things are right with your profession. And so in controlling and regulating your profession brings adequate information for the group that will practice such profession. And so for us, we're not really bothered about the issue of remuneration. We're primarily concerned about preventing quackery, about giving Nigerians the best health care. And we believe that it is, for example, pharmacists that would know that, PSN, that knows that, oh, for us, these are the level of body of knowledge that a primary pharmacist should have. And that's our concern.
So now, are you saying by this bill, the Pharmacist Council of Nigeria will be scrapped and other councils will be scrapped and merged under...
They are not primarily scrapped, but they are subsumed under the Medical and Dental Council,
so
which means somehow...
to the medical and, okay.
That's the problem, and which we are going to resist with all our own energy.
Solidarity. Greater Nigeria health workers. No Johesu. No health sector. No Johesu. No health sector. No Johesu. No health sector. Solidarity. Forever. Thank you, comrades. This morning we have gathered here at the National Assembly complex concerning bills that have been sent to the National Assembly recently as executive bills concerning health sector in Nigeria. And before me now, I want to read the text that describe our grievances, our aspiration for the struggle, that define us in terms of the characteristics of health workers here in gathered. Because we represent the pivotal section of the Nigerian society that provide health care. And you will agree with me that healthcare is critical to national development. Yes. In fact, it's a major index for determining human development. So without health, we cannot even gather here today. Yes. So health, they say, is wealth. Yes. So permit me this morning, on behalf of the Joint Health Sector Union, JOESU, and Assembly of Healthcare Professional Association, APA, to please read this text. Press briefing by the Joint Health Sector Unions and Assembly of Healthcare Professional Association, JOESU, APA, on the ongoing amendments of 24 Health Act and health sector regulation needs to uphold national interests and international best practices. Gentlemen of the press, we have invited you to this briefing to alert the Nigerian public in general and the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in particular on the danger inherent in the consideration and passage of the Health Sector Executive Bills 2026 presently before the National Assembly. The Joint Health Sector Unions and Assembly of Healthcare Professional Association, JOESU, views this intention behind this legislative proposal as the inordinate ambition of the Nigerian Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria and medical practitioners in Nigeria in their usual antics to impose an inglorious apartheid regime of regulatory control and practice in the Nigeria health sector. The background of this: the healthcare sector is multi-professional and multidisciplinary. It relies and thrives on the independence and collaborative teamwork of all the professions in the sector for the greatest benefits of society and the sick or wounded, in bracket the patients. Each profession in the health sector has its body of knowledge, skill sets, regulatory and practice framework as prescribed by laws and other statutory instruments of government to ensure the protection of society and true adherence to practice, standards, and ethical conduct by practitioners. Flouting professional regulatory laws by medical practitioners in Nigeria. Over the years in Nigeria, medical practitioners have developed a very dangerous penchant for flouting the regulatory laws and the statutory schemes of service of various professions in the health sector. They see themselves as the overlords in the health sector. They often obstruct the implementation of statutory schemes of service of other professions, obstruct statutory inspection of other professional health regulatory councils and boards, which are mandatory legal instruments or requirements for the protection of the unsuspecting public. They engage untrained, unregistered, and unlicensed professionals to work in hospitals and clinics at tremendous risk to the unsuspecting public and patients. Of course, they often divert patients to their private clinics. They engage untrained personnel and issue them nurses' uniform to work as nurses in their private hospitals and clinics. They engage untrained and registered workers as laboratory personnel and issue them laboratory code to work as medical laboratory scientists, untrained workers to serve as pharmacists in their hospitals and clinics. They mount stiff opposition to statutory regulatory inspections by relevant professional councils and boards charged by law to ensure adherence to practice standards in the respective healthcare professions. For the safety of patients and the public that patronize their hospitals and clinics, they obstruct the practice of other healthcare professionals in public hospitals as prescribed in the approved government statutory schemes of service of the respective professions. Doctors resistant to the regulatory control of other health professions. On many occasions, medical practitioners had resisted the inspectorate team of the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, the Radiographers Registration Board of Nigeria, ESTRA, and stopped them from performing their legitimate functions. This often resulted to litigations in which the doctors challenged the professional legitimacy and legal rights of other professional health regulatory agencies to exercise regulatory control oversight of the practice of these professions in hospitals and clinics headed by them. The courts had always passed judgment validating and affirming the rights and authority of other healthcare professions to regulate the practice of their professions as required by law in the best practice of society and patients. Doctors' baseless desire to impose themselves on other health professions, in their grandiose view that they are medical and dental practitioners, constitute the alpha and omega of the healthcare industry in Nigeria. The Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria had in 2018 filed a suit against all the professional regulatory agencies, professional associations, and trade unions in the health sector in Abuja High Court suit number FHA ABJCS 559-2018, seeking a declaration of the court that the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria is the sole body to make rules and regulate clinical laboratory practices and practice of other professions allied to medicine in hospitals and clinics generally. Medicine and dentistry being the umbrella covering to every medicine-related professions, professional practice, to which is traced their origin. As they fail woefully to substantiate their frivolous claims, the Honorable Justice Awuri Chikere struck out the case for want of evidence. They have again regrouped through their colleagues who are cabinet ministers and advisors in the corridors of power, in the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, and other ministries another ministry in the President Tinubu administration, to unilaterally propose executive amendment bills for all health professions and to insert in the Medical and Dental Council law clauses to override the regulatory powers and functions of other health professional regulatory agencies. Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria and Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. Of course, these laws are statutory laws, so no healthcare professional body can take control over the other. Yes, we say no to any form of apartheid in the health sector. No, our comrades, we say no to any form of strangulation of other healthcare professionals. Yes, we say no to all forms of intimidation of other healthcare professionals. Legislating on matters before the Court of Justice. It will be in contravention of the rule of the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to legislate on the matter before a court of competent jurisdiction. The medical and dental practitioners are seeking to deceive the Federal Executive Council and the National Assembly to amend these laws to secure what they could not prove or substantiate in the Court of Justice. Yes. In conclusion, comrades, solidarity! Forever! Solidarity! Forever! No Joesu! No Joesu! The attempt to force apartheid regime in the Nigerian health sector by imposing medical and dental practitioners over the Professional Regulatory Council control of other healthcare professions that are distinct and separate from medicine and dentistry will spell doom for the health sector in Nigeria. Medical practitioners are seeking to redefine and subjugate other professions in Nigeria. The National Assembly is called upon to reject these bills as currently articulated in the greater interest of peace and stability in the Nigerian health sector ecosystem. Is that our position?
Yes!
Is that our position?
Yes!
If you are in support, say aye.
Aye!
The ayes have it.
Freedom conquered by struggle.
Thank you. The National Assembly is hereby advised to obey its rules, especially the Senate Standing Order 52 subsection 5, which state that reference shall not be made to any matter on which a judicial decision is pending in such a way as might, in the opinion of the President of the Senate, prejudice the interests of parties thereto. And that is our position.
Yes.
This bill must be stopped. Yes. The consideration of this bill must be stopped.
Yes, sir.
The National Assembly, both the Senate and the House of Representatives, must stop every legislative action on this bill.
Yes.
The stakeholders must therefore be consulted to discuss, to affirm, to reach consensus on anything that will bring about reforms in the health sector.
Yes.
Whether in terms of review or amendment of extant laws, or in anything that will advance healthcare development in Nigeria.
Yes.
So please, we have gathered this morning to express these grievances by all health sector workers, constituting about 90% of the health workforce in the Nigerian healthcare system.
Yes.
We are saying no to this legislative action.
Oh!
We are aware that it has passed first reading. Please don't go ahead for the second reading.
Yes.
Because we have come now, we are reconverging again.
Yes.
And we are not only reconverging in Abuja, we are going to reconverge in all the 36 states of the Federation.
Yes.
We are going to stand against any form of apartheid in the health sector.
Yes.
Nigeria is a free society, a democratic society.
Yes.
And I know Mr. President, who had professed democratic values over the years, must ensure that democratic principles prevail in the health sector, in ensuring that all professional associations are autonomous, that they practice unhindered, that they issue their licenses without interferences, that they set standard and ethical practices without any form of intimidation. If you are in support, say aye. Aye. If you are against, you are not here.
Come by struggle. Freedom.